let's talk about hamstring strain. So my brother calls me and he says, I strained my hamstring, I was doing a stretch, I overdid it, and he's wondering what should he do now. Should he keep stretching the hamstring? Should he foam roll it? Should he try to go work out? What's the best way forward? So there's a couple things you want to understand about the hamstrings. First of all, very large muscle group, very commonly injured. It's one of the most common injuries to end an NFL player's career. Another thing you want to know, they attach right at your butt bone up here. This is called the ischial tuberosity. So anything you're doing, walking, that involves flexing the knee or pushing the leg backwards is going to involve that hamstring. Now, with a light tweak, what you want to do is you want to keep that muscle so that it's contracting, so that you're keeping the blood flow in it so it doesn't develop any scar tissue. But you want to do that in a pain-free manner so that you don't trigger the nervous system to make a pain response and that muscle goes into spasm. So what's some of the better ways to do that? Well, something you want to understand, you want to do that exercise, you want to do exercises that promote growth of the hamstring, not necessarily growth's the wrong word. You want to do exercises that promote blood flow in the hamstring, but you don't want to overdo it so much to get that spasm response. So what would that look like? First, let's grab a foam roller. This is the first thing you're going to do, and you just want to very lightly roll that area of the hamstring that you feel like you tweaked. And understand the hamstrings go the entire length of the back of the leg, and if you find your IT band, that kind of hard substance, that hard band of tissue on the side of your leg, and you go right under that, that's where the first part of your hamstring starts, and it goes all the way under to the other side until you go almost to that inside of the leg, kind of as you go under, and it attaches all up through here. So find that area that you feel like you tweaked and get that rolled out. Just give it about 30 seconds of rolling. And this rolling, you don't want to take greater than about a 4 out of 10 on the pain scale. So you don't want to go over that 4, no higher than 5 at the max out of 10 on that pain scale. And you're really just rolling it to help get blood flow to the area. So once you've rolled it for about 30 seconds or so, use that guy, and all you're going to do is you're going to do two exercises. So the first one, if I'm working this leg, I have the knee bent. I'm just going to very lightly push my heel into the ground and hold. I should feel my hamstring firing here. You might feel a little bit of noise coming from that tweak. That's okay, as long as when you relax, that pain or that increased sensitivity you feel in that area goes away. And then you're going to push down. And this motion, you almost want to think like I'm trying to drag the heel toward me. But because I'm keeping it as what's called an isometric contraction, I don't want the length of the muscle changing. I'm going to leave the heel right there, but that's the motion you want to envision as you do this. Now, like I said, you want to work these with the knee bent, and you want to work it with the knee straight. This next one, all I'm going to do, I'm just going to lightly push that heel into the ground, very lightly. And then again, as I'm pushing into the ground, I'm still thinking I'm holding and trying to pull that heel toward me. Okay, good. And then bent. We're just holding about 10 seconds. Good. Now, another thing you can do based on where your hamstring strain is, play with the angle of the hip and the foot. So I can move my hip out this way, I get a different part of my hamstring firing. I can move my hip in this way, I get a different part of my hamstring firing. I could even turn the foot out, I could turn the foot in. So kind of play with the angle of the hip and the foot to figure out exactly where you're feeling that the most. Recommended you do this if this is a fresh strain. I recommend doing this every hour. Try and get 10 reps with the knee bent, 10 reps with the knee straight, along with